Oh, it says
Broadcast
live.
live, baby.
Hey, hey.
Oh, okay. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, y'all. I'm so glad that I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't expecting that. I was working with technical. But how you guys doing? What's going on? It is Tuesday, and you already know what it is. It is Cocktail and Combo. I am your girl, comedian Stiletto. Let me tell you something. It has been one heck of a week. Make sure that if you're watching tonight, share it, send it out, put it on your page. Send it to people that you think might be interested. Let me go ahead and change the privacy for you guys. So everything can go. I don't know why I'm echoing. I don't know what is going on, but I think I changed that. Okay, so listen, make sure that you guys tune in every single Tuesday to Cocktail and Combo. You already know how we get down. You listen, you bring your cocktail, we bring the combo, and this is what we're doing. Okay. So I'm gonna introduce you to my co-pilots. I got my cocktail. I've already started sipping. I know it looked like water. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Make it look like water, but taste like grown-up juice. Like a grown-up juice. I think that's what do you call it? What do you tell you like younger like
Grown up
baby?
juice.
Yeah, that's what I call it, grown up juice.
Jungle juice.
No, I'm just saying, like, like, because I've always had kids and they'd be like, hey, what's that? Can I have some? I'd be like, no, this is
Grown
grown up
Oh,
juice.
right.
up juice is how I created kids.
Oh, Lord.
All right, so without further ado, before we start rapping and chatting and doing all that, I have got to introduce my co-pilots. The gentleman you heard talking in the background was Mr. I mean, I don't know if I should call you 80 proof Mel 80 proof. Well, we know him more on this show as Mr. Kissing, Mr. No Kiss in the face. I'm about to have you taking kisses in the face. All right, Mel, what's going on with you this week?
What's good? I'll be dodging them like Nero. Like, But what's good? What's good? What's good? Thank y'all for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Cocktails and Convo. We are prepared tonight with our cocktails and our convo. I'm already ready. I've been drinking already.
What you
We
sipping
were not
on? What's
here.
that?
I'm drinking rum and juice. You know what I'm saying? And I also want to real quick give a shout out to the host Stiletto, who let me be her Memphis Bleak to her Kareem Biggs, Queen Ray, all through Boston and Jersey. I had a great ass fucking time. We totally tore it up. So definitely shout out. That's why we wasn't with y'all last week. We was too busy schmoozing, taking our show on the tour. We had a great ass fucking time. So we ready.
On
We
the
ready for
road.
y'all tonight.
Yes, we were in Boston. We were in Jersey. Cocktail and Combo was on the road. There's footage that we cannot release. There's footage that cannot be released. And it's under lock and key.
The
But
world will never
the
know.
world will never know what happens on the road, stays on the road. But we had an
So,
absolute amazing time, and I was on the road with these two wonderful people. So without further ado, I do want to introduce Queen Ray.
Hi, you guys out there in social media land. And what's this podcast land? I don't know which land it is. The
It's the
land,
land of the West.
all these lands.
Right, all the lands.
It's so
Maryland.
wonderful to be here, and I'm so glad that we're going to have a lovely night this night. And I
Yes.
have my cocktail. I don't
Mm.
even know. I think this is something I probably shouldn't be drinking. I think it's infused, so um, if I start
Ooh,
acting a little weird, you know
baby.
why?
Their eyes is gonna get real tiny. You can be like, "Hey,"
They're
it's gonna
already
be so.
tiny. You see this?
I know. That's why I was like, "What you been sipping
Mr.
on?"
Miyagi. Mr. Miyagi. Sorry, okay, that's all.
Hey y'all, Sean Baker, thank you so very
I ain't
much
getting one.
for
No one brought me
that.
on.
I appreciate you. Hey, Anthony, big up to you as well. Make sure
What's
that you
up,
guys share the
everybody?
podcast. Share the podcast. We're on every single Tuesday, and we get, we're gonna talk it up. We're gonna chop it up. We bring the conversation. You bring your cocktail, and you talk to us too because it's hot and interactive. Okay, all right, all right. Hey, Green Thumb, what's going on? I know that's right. 420 in the building. I see you. Yes. Anytime you listen, that's such a pleasure with other podcasts. Come on and watch your part. Like that's just like you see these. You see what I'm doing? This shit. That's
It's a
love.
wave. It's a wave.
Right, that's love. All right, so we're gonna start it out tonight. Listen, I am.
Awesome.
It was so many different trending topics that was going on. Oh my goodness! But one that popped up on my timeline was Country Wayne at one point talking about on the Breakfast Club that he said, "Listen, I pay the bills, all the bills for all five of my baby mamas." Like all the bills, even though he knows they're seeing other people, they're with someone else, he still pays all the bills. What's up, Nevin? Big shout out to Nevin for being on here. Um, what what's up with that? Mel, you're the only man I got right now. Cletus, where you at? Cletus, are you there? Cletus is like our Oz. Cletus is like Oz. Sometimes he'll be in the background
Oh,
doing
summons me.
and he just jump out there on us. So Cletus Comedy is here in the in the virtual building of what we're doing,
Ooh, Peter.
and he will be on here
All
shortly. I
around,
know he will.
all
Um,
around.
but right, you got to look around for him. But Mel, how do you feel about that? Would you
I
pay
feel.
all the bills for an ex?
I'm assuming if he's country Wayne, that's where they live. You know what I'm saying? Like I know from being from the country in West Virginia, like that might not really be that much. You know what I'm saying? Him saying that might not be that much. So maybe that's what it is. I think that if you're willing, but if it's not that, I think that if you're willing to openly do that, I think that you should be allowed to have a key. You know what I'm saying? And not to be a key to be all intervening. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I feel like if I pay all the bills, I should be able to come and go. You know what I'm saying? I can pull up a seat and eat. I don't care if y'all doing it. I'm gonna sit right there and watch. You know what I'm saying? I'm just I ain't got nothing to do.
What?
I ain't
What?
getting in the way of nothing. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? But
you
if I pay
all
all
the
the
way
bills,
left
I
with
pay
that,
like
sir.
I mean, if he don't like it, he can leave. He already making out.
So
The fact
listen,
that I'm there, the
if you're
fact that I'm there willing to hold the boom mic for them is
wait,
just a bonus.
I gotta take us back. I just want to make sure that everybody understands
You
what
got to
we're
make a
talking
public
about.
service
Country
announcement.
Wayne made a comment in regards to on the Breakfast Club that he still pays the bills for all five of his baby mothers, even though they've moved on. They're with other people. And Mel is saying if he pays all your bills still, he needs to have a key. So you gonna so they can and we're asking, would you still pay the bills? Is that something that that's an option? Or if you had it like that, if you were able to do that, would you be willing to do that? Mel, you're saying you need a key, so you're gonna come in and come and go in the house where you pay all the bills, and you
Yeah, so
don't.
like for instance, if it's late, you know what I'm saying, and I need some batteries, I'm gonna go over there, go use my key, go in the pantry, 3 o'clock in the morning, go get some batteries. I'm out of there. You know what I'm
No.
saying? I'm just going to arbitrarily come and go, and then if he doesn't like the situation that he's already winning in, you just leave. I'm not there to. I'm not gonna get involved in no arguments. I ain't getting involved in nothing. Just periodically, if I decide to stop by and be like, "Yo, so I brought my own fork."
What? Like I am so taken aback by this. Mel, Mel, seriously? Okay. Oh, I mean, I'm not. Yeah. Okay. Anthony Charles says nope, nope, nah, not happening. Oh no. Nevin is saying he's making things comfortable for his kids, so they don't want for anything. And if the mother enjoys some of that, so be it.
See, that's what
I
I was gonna
agree.
say. It ain't nothing.
I
To
agree.
me, it's probably similar to child support. And if he and it's easier for him to create the number than to let the system create the number.
That's a
Okay.
So
fact.
he's making sure, and he knows what kind of women he chose to have kids with. I mean, whether they chose to have a kid or not, or if it just happened, whatever the case is, they the mamas now. So he knows
Okay.
what kind of women he's dealing with. So obviously they're okay with it,
Would you
and they're
be
getting
okay?
men that are okay with it.
Would you be okay with it, Queen Ray?
If
If your
my
child's parent was like, "Hey, I'm gonna pay all the bills at your house," you be
I
okay?
mean, like I said, to me it would be like child support. There's a way. So the way that they come up with that number, right? That
Hmm.
number probably would be way more ridiculous than what he's giving. We
But
don't
this,
know what paying their bills is. To some people, like, is the house already paid off? The bill might be, we might be talking about just $1,000 a month or something. Like we don't know what we're talking about.
okay, so Anthony is saying kids won't want, but she gotta work for hers. So
See,
Right.
see, look at Anthony. Boo! Anthony's a bully. He's a
That
bully.
when you take care of the roof of the household, then your kids are provided for. You don't have to worry
Okay, so
about your kids.
how would you feel if, like, what Mel is saying? Hey, I need a key.
No.
She just go. You ain't even gonna elaborate. She said,
No, because like I said, in my mind, this is in lieu of me putting you on support.
"Wow,
So it's like, okay, I'm allowing you to establish whatever number. Now, if you pay more, whatever, that's on you. But that does not give you the right to be in my household and we're not together. No.
okay, all right."
That's
You must knock on the
that's the
door
pretty.
like everybody else.
Why I knock on the door? I already paid the bills for the door. You know what I'm saying? That's my door.
Yeah, because your kid is there. Would you
So
be paying the bills if the kids did not exist? No.
okay,
This
okay.
is
Somebody said,
because he's making sure
"Oh,
his
right, I
kids
don't know
are.
if this one is. This one is this one might be yours."
What does it
Let
say?
me see.
And that's what, see, Anthony, and that's what I'm saying. So,
Right.
and the thing that's so crazy is if, and sometimes the baby mamas just, I think after having kids, their brain goes away or something. I don't know. So I know that there are some trifling baby mamas out there, right? But the thing is if you are two adults and you can come up with a number that you both feel is okay that helps provide for your child, do that. Why go through the system? The only reason the system is kicking in is because
You're
one
not
does not chose not to provide.
okay.
So
Well,
my thing is,
I mean that's only
he
partial.
provided.
If you
I
decide
guarantee
that
you
you
that number would
if you
be
need
different if he did not. If
if
he
you
was told to pay it, first of all, creates an energy that you don't want. You know what I'm
But
saying? That
not every
energy will
man
creep.
pays that much. Like the dude is saying 1,200 for one child. I know when I separated from my husband, he was only ordered to pay $200 for three children. That provided
My daughter, my
nothing.
daughter thought it was like 140, something like
Right.
that.
So that's what I'm saying. So I don't even know if child
well,
support
well,
works in that favor, but because of course he has such a large income that it probably would. But yeah, Mel,
well,
But
first of all, I would jerk off to that amount, 140, $200. I mean, for goodness sake, my wallet got hard. But the simple fact of the matter is if you pay whatever money you pay a month, and the child needs insurance, or they need additional things outside of that, they're going to take you down to child support. And I had a
mm,
friend of mine directly who was paying well over $2,000 a month in cash, and because of the fact the mother wanted that directly, that he got taken down child support. And what happens once that happens is that you have one or two options. You can either work the number that they come up with, or
mm-hmm,
you can choose to go to court, which case
mm.
they can get you on back child support, which means all the money you have been paying all of those years will be all for nothing, and you still will have to go back and repay anyway.
But
So
I think what Ray is saying is that, of course, this is a situation where you both people are coming to a mutual agreement, where it's not like that underhanded animosity. You know what I'm saying? Like two grown ups, like it should be two grown ups coming together. Like, look, in order for our child to kind of to live the same way that they were living before you and I separated. You know what I mean? This is what I'm gonna need assistance with. I
right,
don't. Nevin
and
is
that
saying.
must have been. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just gonna read this comment and then you said Nevin said he paid, $587 for a 9-year old. But if you think about that, $587, is that enough for to take care of a
right,
child?
and he's paying more if he's paying for their lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So if he was paying child support, maybe he was only going to have to pay $800. But if he's paying $800 for what the child's expenses is, as opposed to their lifestyle, that's not child support. That's a whole different. That's a whole
But
different nothing
they
he's paying.
also in
Go ahead,
child
Ray.
support. They also consider, which and probably was in my case, why I got less because I made more than he
Right,
did. So they
right.
consider what the mother is doing as
Is
well.
doing. Right. And
And the only thing about that insurance, they must have been getting state insurance because you don't need that. If as the father you say I'll put our child on my insurance, you do not have to go through the state for that
oh, Nevin corrected me. He said $587
for
per month
nine
for
years.
9 years. My bad. Sorry, I got it now. dyslexic me. But I'm like, oh, she's 9 years
Oh,
old.
you
Okay.
thought he said 587 for all 9 years?
Like
Hilarious.
I was just like, I thought he was saying for a 9-year-old, like the child is 9. I'm so
Oh, no.
Anthony
He
is saying
said for 9 years.
68% in Virginia. But some Marcus is saying receipts, keep your receipts. And that's
Yeah.
so sad to say, but these are things that people need to think about to safeguard themselves. I
BYA.
hear a lot of men talk about how they're railroaded by the system. And it's like, if unfortunately, you may not initially know that's who you're dealing with. You may think this person that you had this child with is going to be, a stand-up person and play fair and things like that. And then
Mm.
shit, emotions get involved and that doesn't happen. So at that point, you need to start keeping your receipts from things that you do. Just like I tell people, hey, if you want to start saying, hey, I'm gonna Instacart the food to the house versus giving you money to go shopping, if every time I give you money, it doesn't seem like things that are
Come
needed
back to the house.
are going back to the house, then you have to cover yourself. At some point, we have to have some type of accountability for what we do.
Right.
But I don't think it's a problem with somebody paying for their baby mother or baby father in that
You know.
situation. It's like you were saying, right? I was making good money. They was looking at that, you don't need it. You know what I mean? That type of
Right.
situation. But at the same time, again, a lot of things go off of your gross income, not what you bring in. You know what I mean? You're like,
Hello.
I don't see that type of money. That
Right.
somebody FICA, all the social security, all that, they see that money. I see
Insurance,
this other
everything. You take
small
that money
portion
out.
over here. But at the same time, it just I just think about who you're going. People, a lot of people will say, I won't marry this person, but they will have a baby with them. And I always just think that that's like, what? Like, so I wouldn't marry you. I've heard people say, hey, I'm like, would you have married that person? No, I never thought about marrying him. But you decided to have a baby with him?
Because some people believe in the stock of what they'll get as far as their child. They might be looking at the looks or their size or you
Mm-hmm.
know or even just their family. You
Mm.
know, we don't know exactly what they're looking at, but they've looked at something where they're like, okay, my child will look
Did you say
okay,
the
be
stock?
okay,
Did you
and be
say the
taken
stock?
care of.
Did you say the stock?
Yeah.
I love that. I'm sorry. I just needed to go back to the stock. I'm like, damn, call it what you. I get it. That is
Quality.
that's so true. So true. The
Yeah,
stock of the
that's just true. 1,000%, 1,000%.
Look,
poor
there's
baby.
been
Well,
guys I'd be like, I am not messing with you because they be like, oh yeah, you make a good basketball player. No, no, sir. No, sir.
they
No.
size you up and say, "You right, my baby gonna be able to hoop." I have a
Right.
baby with you. I wonder what they say. No, I
Or a
don't.
football player or something.
They be like,
No.
yeah, I got broad shoulders, so maybe they think
Athletic.
I'm
Definitely
a
athletic.
linebacker. And I'm like, I don't have a little meatball, little cannonball. It's gonna be able to knock motherfuckers down. And I don't know.
Little fullback. That's messed up.
Very.
But no, okay. So on the note of that, it's so many different laws that are being put in place to limit people from. Listen, if you get pregnant or you trying to do something that might get somebody pregnant, hey, Mel, you were telling me about a case in California. Talk to us about this case. Like, listen, this is Cocktail and Convo on every single Tuesday, 9 p.m. Make sure that you tune in. Actually, 9:15. Sorry about that. But make
Right.
sure sorry, around that time. And yeah, oh my goodness, this is a long one. I don't even think I can read all of this. Before we go on, what? She has 400. Okay. I'm trying to read it silently because I can't see it. I got my glasses, and that's a
He was
lot of
just
words.
talking
But if
about
you see
the details of his
of his court,
agreement. So
he's
initially it
still.
started out with 400. After the child
Mhm.
turned a certain age, she wanted more.
Ah,
It went to 600, and then he
oh,
was saying that it went to direct deposit, and then when
he
she
is
got
still hurt.
married, they had two
Okay.
incomes. So
This thing is still hurt. Anthony, it's all right. Okay. We virtual hug because I still feel the frustration in that
woo woo woo
paragraph
woo woo
you
woo.
put on there. But we love
You know
you.
what, yo, bro? This is the show for that. This is the show for that. You
Right,
let
get
it
your
out.
feelings
You
out.
know what I'm saying? You
Let it
let it
out.
out.
Let it
We know that shit is real, bro. So yeah, like, Uncle Sam was one thing. Baby mother, God damn, fuck you, FICA. It's a whole fucking thing.
Whole thing. It's the whole thing. And if you're looking to let your hair down even more, make sure you come out this Saturday to the Halloween costume and comedy extravaganza. You know, I love the word extravaganza. Extravaganza. That's right. Look at this foolishness is back.
With your hands.
Yeah, extravaganza. Look at this foolishness is back. Live comedy. The lineup is so crazy. I need you guys in the building. You definitely need to be in the building. And later on in the show, some lucky person is going to actually win 2 free tickets to the show because that's how I'm feeling tonight. That's what the
Comedy paradise.
that's what the clear drink will do. So make sure, even if you want to get tickets to that gsscomedy.eventbrite.com. A matter of fact, hit me up. We can talk about some things. You might be cash, you know what I'm saying? I'll make it work. You know what I'm saying? I'll get you some tickets. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm connected.
Know somebody.
I might know somebody. So look at this comedy show. Y'all already know. I don't know how to act. I ain't right, but I ain't wrong. So you need to be in the building. Put your costume on. I can't even tell y'all when I'm gonna be. Anyway, Mel, talk to me. Right? I gave a little shimmy. Gave you a little shimmy.
So,
but Mel, so what happened in California? Because I think
as we all know, October 1st was on the states for the most part, enacted laws all across the country, Maryland, Jersey, New York. And it was one in California that kind of hit close to home, and not for what you might think, but the law was they passed a law making it illegal to do stealthing. And what stealthing is
wait, what's the word? Stealthing?
Stealth. Yeah. Stealth.
ING.
Stealth thing. Gotcha. I got a list, so I have to work that out. Stealth.
It's not that easy. You know what I'm saying? And there's too many syllables. So the fact what that is that when you remove the condom during sex without the partner knowing.
So they have a name to that.
You can now.
Oh, wow. Called it trickery.
Oh no, Mel froze on us.
You froze.
You can be found, but it's.
Wait, Mel, you're freezing on us.
That's how I feel about it.
Nobody wants us to talk about this. Oh my goodness, the government is blocking us. Mel, we know that. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the government came in and jumped in there and was like, hey. But Mel, tell us again. Stealthing is when you do what?
Is when you.
Okay, we're gonna try to bring Mel back. We're gonna try to bring Mel. Go ahead, and I don't know if when he's coming back or how he's.
I feel like I should Urban Dictionary that.
Yes, please look up stealthing.
Is it like self with the T in it or something?
Yeah, it's like it is. It's like I have. Oh my good, right? Removing the condom. Okay, we're gonna get the. See, this is live. This is live. So just like any other live broadcast, we have to go back to the.
This just in, you guys.
This just in. Great news. Okay, there we go. Alabama put it in the comments. He's on.
Thank you, Bama.
Thank you. So stealthing, and I keep, if I'm not saying it right, I do apologize. When you take the condom off without your partner knowing. So during sex, you take the condom off and you just like, shh, don't say anything. There's just like I don't know.
It don't feel different. You just got more work, girls. I don't know.
You feel the difference when you take the condom off. Like, okay, Queen Ray, you're a female. I'm sure you are grown. Hello. And you may have at one point in time indulged in things. Yeah. So, have you ever had this happen where somebody secretly took it off, or you know what I mean, or did you notice when they did it
and stopped? It was like, excuse me, what are you doing?
Right, where did that come from? What are you doing?
We were using one for a reason, sir. What are you doing?
Immediately. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What does that look like? What are you doing? Mel is, it looks like Mel is back with us. I'm not sure if he's still having technical difficulty. Let's see if we can get him on the screen. I'm so glad that, oh my goodness, Listen, Mel. Mel, Cletus with you. Cletus, you're muted. I don't know if
Made
you
an
know it,
appearance.
but Cletus is with Mel. Now we have two men that. Do you guys self?
Mistresses.
Have you ever self-fitted?
Every day. Well, you know I can't do it because I've never participated in that particular activity. But I'm gonna tell you what. If you ever give me a shot, I'm going to.
Ooh.
Right here, locking that thing down.
Sound like a man with a plan. Nothing beats a man with a
start
plan.
one way, it's gonna end another.
I'm just saying, without the permission, though, like what would make you? And I guess that's what would make you take it off is that you're trying to is it that you're trying to get the person pregnant, or you're like, hey, I just want to feel more.
From what I
I've never participated in that, so I feel like it would be the second part. You know what I'm saying?
That they want to feel.
Yeah. So as a virgin, I just feel like the banana's better outside of the peel. You know, so let it ride. If I'm gonna be in there, I'm gonna be in there for real.
But why not tell the person, hey, I want to feel it without the condom?
Yeah, because she probably told me she wanted me to put one on. So for whatever reason, I'm coming out of there. All right. I believe the great Negro poet Diana Ross said, I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Got to let it show.
If y'all don't know, he's trying to test comedy. I told you he's like the Oz of the show. He was in the background. He is here, and he is ready with all of the stuff. He's with for the shits. Okay.
Yeah, now, I've been on and off hearing some of the stuff that y'all have been saying. 100% disagree with everything. I believe Country Wayne.
Everything.
Country Wayne is a complete idiot.
Everything.
Oh yeah, 100%. Country Wayne is a complete idiot. Like, first of all, he's not even that funny to be out there paying for everybody. He need to know his 15 minutes of fame is clear to be up soon. So he need to be saving some of that. What happened?
Oh, I thought it was a rapper.
Nah, well, yeah, he did. So here's the whole thing. 80. Mr. Proof, sir. He thought he was too. And apparently his rap got found funny. So he ended up going on this comedy thing. And he's at the end of that rope. But I'm cool with it. Like, he got 18, 19 baby mamas. He got to pay for them. That's his fault. As far as the child support thing, hey, people, you don't want to pay child support, quit your job. All right? They can't get blood out of a turnip. Quit your job. You don't want to pay child support, have no job. And the poor brother that was telling all his business up here, man, listen, I suggest a counselor for him. If this is... And I wanted to be interactive here, Stiletto. I understand that. And we want people to be able to come out and tell all their feelings. But that was a lot. And he's had that built up for quite a while. He's been wanting to tell somebody that for quite a long time.
Right. So sometimes you got to let people just let them.
So, Anthony, the fact that you went and typed all that in, I applaud you. But, sir, get a best friend or somebody that you can go have beer with.
Wait a minute. Shout out to our viewers who still know the home row using keyboards. That wasn't no texting thing. That was a whole entire thing. So,
you know what I'm saying? If he texts that, then he really needs some friends because that was a lot of texting. And if he had a flip phone and he had to hit the 3 buttons to get a letter, then that was really.
What Nevin has typed a whole lot. Can somebody read that? Can somebody see that?
Yeah, Nevin.
It's also about the not having knowledge of whether that individual has a disease or not. That's a crime. What if you never see the person again or it's a one-night stand? Hey, first of all, your fault.
My thing is, right? I mean, dice are made for rolling. What are we talking about here?
And also,
you know what I mean?
Did she ask for the condom or did he say he wanted the condom? Because sometimes it ain't the woman, it's the guy who's like, yeah, I'm not going in there like naked.
Let's just be honest. If you pretty much if you're taking it off during the act, you're pretty much a rapist. So yes. I just need you. Anything that you do, anything that you do to the other person without their consent is rape. And so you need to just go ahead.
I won't say rape. What I'll say is if you're doing that without the person knowing it, you're a monster. That's what I think. I think that's outrageous.
Monsters rape people, and so
there we go.
You should go to jail.
You're a rapist monster,
and that's what you deserve. You deserve every moment you serve in jail.
But I do think
just taking the condom off that's you're saying because it's without the consent of the person that's like equivalent to rape, right?
Yes.
Anything you do to a person, anything you do to a person sexually without their consent is rape. And that
Okay.
is the
No. I'm not gonna say that. But what I will say is that
No, what the hell just happened? What do you mean
no,
you're not?
no, we ain't talking about she asked for the Fruity Loop 74 and you and,
okay, all right.
and you slid it and then you slid into the Soul Snatcher 86. That's okay.
Okay.
She's fine with that.
All right.
So
I just make sure it was clear. It's a little gray area.
okay. So
But
listen.
if she knew from the beginning that this was all frontal activity and you slide through the back and she didn't say okay and you stay there, that sir, rapist. Okay.
Wait a minute. If you stay there and they don't warm up to the idea while you're there, then
No, there shouldn't even be a warm-up period, sir.
What the hell are we? Queen Ray, I'm going. You know what, Mel? Drink your drink. Welcome to Cocktail and Konvo, guys. We're on every single Tuesday. Things just got real. We're trying to explain to Mel what when you do.
Yeah, he's been raping people for a long time, and
Apparently.
probably some warrants out for your arrest, man.
no. You all are misunderstanding. I'm just gonna be saying that sometimes these are called happy accidents. We've heard of that before. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how things get made. You know what I'm saying? That's what a frittata was. It was a happy accident. Now people eat them all over the world. So I'm just to be saying that things can be made of those things. That's all.
So, but you're not talking about removing the condom as one of those things, right?
First of all, no, because
You're
if I
swallowing
have
way
no
too hard to believe that. No, that was like a
no,
yeah, baby.
because if I have it on, like it's staying on. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm like, well, let me make sure I put this on. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's going to stay on. I couldn't imagine. Seriously, I couldn't imagine putting that on somebody. Like letting them take a chance on getting pregnant or anything. I think that's just ridiculous.
Right,
Seriously,
and I think it's the number one thing that people think about in that situation. Would you say that pregnancy is the number one thing, or do people automatically go to I could get a disease? And I see the Pope is saying they should have a consent app, which people have digitally, so that they can sign before sex. Like that might be dope, though. I ain't
Right.
gonna.
That makes
You know how that ruins the mood at that point. I'm just telling you what. If I'm entering into a contractual obligation at this point, because then here's the thing. Yeah, here's what I'm afraid of. I mean, do we need to put money back guarantees on it? Where are we going from that point? I mean,
well, you know what?
going
Yeah,
to put something on that you have
But
to
who's
pass
to say
on
it
8
happened right
pumps?
before the act? Maybe it was something like over
And
dinner or
it's just
something.
one sentence, like I consent to having relations with you. I don't know if it's like a complete, like you're buying a car, several pages. And
Yeah,
she
but
said, "What ruins
So
the mood
here's the
more than
thing.
jail?
But here's the
What ruins the
thing.
mood
By law,
more than jail?"
but here's the thing. By law, at any point, the woman can say no.
change it.
So I could be 3 strokes in, and she's like, "Nah, cuz I'm supposed to
But
stop
do you
mid-stroke."
stop? But do you stop though?
I don't have that experience
I
because,
mean,
as we all know, virgin.
And
are
then
you
also, but
So
if you have consent, technically that's something that could be fought in court. So that's why
right?
she's
Said
saying
yes initially, and then said no, and then it just gives
there's
you
proof that
it's
they
too
said
frank.
yes.
That's too scary. If it's no, like no, like I'm not taking that chance. Like no way, because I know I'm not beating the case. Like there's no way. I'm not even put myself in that fucking trick bag.
Yo,
So
if you just beat it, you never have to beat the case, 80.
oh okay. Duly noted. Duly
Well,
noted. Thank you.
talking
Brother.
about men and what they're doing, a woman was convicted recently in Oklahoma. She was convicted of manslaughter after she miscarried due to drugs, due to usage of drugs. So they convicted her for manslaughter for the miscarriage, saying your drug use caused this miscarriage, and that's considered manslaughter. A
They could
lot
have
of
got it
people
for murder.
really. So you agree with this thought process?
10,000%.
No woman, no cry.
If you know you are with child You are fully
Yeah.
aware that you are with child. I mean, 100%. You done had a shower. Your mama and them made meatballs, and
Right.
you still decide to do crack and you kill that baby.
But
Yeah.
then people, but there have been people that have, by it being considered an addiction, that it's not, regardless of what's going on, it's not so easy to kick the addiction. And people have
Understood.
been, people have murdered, actual living, I'm not gonna say actual living, but people outside of the womb, and have gotten not, gotten off with the, the fact that, hey, they were high on drugs, or the
They
drugs
shouldn't
made them
have.
do it.
They shouldn't have. It
So,
wouldn't have been murder because there was no malice in what they did, but it's
Right.
still depraved indifference, which means that that's what's supposed to happen.
and
Send them
then
to jail.
also the other parent, the parent, like, did you guys decide to did you guys decide to have this kid
Right.
together?
So with the daddy.
Because if that's like purposely, then it's like, okay, you did something where we already agreed that, you weren't going to, so we could have this kid, or
Mhm.
what, it's probably because whether it was agreed upon or not, they were excited about having this kid, and you have done whatever you did to that kid
Mhm.
not to exist any longer.
And Queen Ray, let me one up that thing. If you was in the room while she was smoking that crack, and it was your baby too, you need to go as well. If you bought her the crack, you need to
Right.
go as well. If we want to, if you were a drug dealer and you knew she was pregnant and you sold her the crack, you need to go to jail too. Everybody
Wait,
let that baby down. Everybody should go to jail for that. I'm gonna tell you
what's
now.
the drug? Can I ask? I mean, can I ask what the drug is?
What
I
the
I
don't know.
mean,
drug?
I just assume crack.
don't know. I don't really know. I think it was. I think
Yeah,
it was.
I'm gonna say it had to be something kind of
I think it was like
hard. Like,
heroin or
but I
cocaine.
mean, the reason why I say that is because of the fact that, I mean, technically, almost any drug you take can be harmful during pregnancy. And so
harmful
what I'm
and
and so
killing
what I'm
things.
what I thought she said miscarriage. Did I misunderstand that?
No, she
Yeah,
definitely
that's the same
miscarried.
thing as killing a baby.
Oh, okay.
That's what murdering a baby means.
But you're saying that all the drugs, any kind of drug, they tell you certain drugs you shouldn't take. I mean, if you read the back of packages, it'll tell you if you're
So
pregnant or
that's what I'm saying. So, like, let's say for instance, seriously, let's say for instance that she is a college athlete and she gets addicted to Percocets.
mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Does that hold the same exact weight if she holds a miss? I mean, if you're saying yes, then okay, fine. I don't have no problem with that. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's why I said, does the drug matter?
If you kill the baby through the abuse of drugs, then yes, you have got to go, and that
I'm
and
fair.
and that's it. Now,
Okay.
so if you go now, for example, if you take a Tylenol because you're in pain, and the Tylenol causes some kind of reaction or whatever, then no, because that's not an abuse of a drug. But if you know you're not supposed to,
But if you know that you're not, like prime example, if you know that you're taking a drug that clearly states that if you are pregnant or think that you're pregnant, consult your doctor, and you choose to pop that pill anyway, and that causes a miscarriage.
send them
Are
to jail.
you, huh?
Send them to jail.
Wow. Let's read some of these comments. I see a couple comments that popped up. I don't know. Okay. Yes, any drug, everything. Alcohol is the worst. Okay.
I knew it was going that way.
That's crazy. It's not the drug, it's the person. Hmm. Okay. I get you. Everything will cause deformed children. Really? Everything?
Yeah, I don't think air does it. I mean, I think air is fine.
So
Um,
I'm gonna say, I
What
mean,
about, I mean, he
I,
has a good, I mean, she has a good question. What about deformed children? Like, should you go could, like, if say she had took the baby to full term or whatever and had this baby, and like alcohol syndrome, like the effects that happen to a baby when they're heroin addicted or crack addicted, should you receive charges? Should you be convicted of a crime for
most of
that?
them do get
I do
child
I
abuse
do
charges.
think
Child abuse
I,
charges. Okay.
bro, I think I think at the bottom line, I agree for the most part what Cletus is saying.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think for instance, like if somebody OD'd had a history of it, you know what I'm saying? I think there's certain things, if they had a history of drug abuse, not
Right.
like an initial time. I think that there's certain nuances to that. But I think that there's no greater abuse that you can do to a child than to do drugs, than to choose to harm it. So I think that if you're already beginning to abuse this child before it's born, there's no doubt that the abuse is going to continue one way or the other once they come out on the outside. So I
Mm.
think that a certain level of accountability and liability does need to be had. But like I said, it's a whole entire trick bag because let's say, for instance, that somebody was a prostitute or something like that. You know,
Mm.
you might be a whole Maury Povich stage full of niggas getting locked up. And I just think, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said certain nuances I think were had to it,
Well,
is what I'm saying.
Queen Ray, did you hear where Cletus said that those women that have the baby outside, that they are brought up on possibly some type of child abuse,
Mhm.
child protective services like
Yeah,
type of situation. But
I've
do
seen
you
it where
would
the
that be
cops actually
considered
have been
like,
there. Yeah.
right? Should it be a harsher punishment, maybe to deter people from even doing harmful things to the
If
fetus?
they did know that it, because some people don't know that you can, get in trouble or at least have that ding on like your record. So if something later down the road comes up, it's like, hey, all
But this
right, that's
thing is getting more than a ding for a baby that didn't necessarily come into the live the outside body world. So she's getting manslaughter. But then somebody can bring a baby into the world and that has ailments and deformities and things like that and get a case with child protective services, so to speak.
They can get
Like,
assault. I mean, but just unfortunately, that's just how this is how life is. I mean, you can get in a car accident while you're drunk and kill somebody, and you're gonna get a certain number of charges. But you get in that same accident and they live and they're just like permanently disfigured or whatever, you got a whole different set of charges. I
right.
mean, the death is just considered the worst case scenario. So if
right.
you have the abuse of a child,
Should it not be
unfortunately.
child endangerment though? Like I
It's
think
not.
that that
It's
should be
not. It's not
trouble.
the same as endangerment. That's a different. I mean, so there's a
Right.
lot of
I
things
got a
they can
question.
charge with depending on the state, contributing to the delinquency of a minor. You can go with, but the area is so gray
Yeah.
when the child is still in the womb because you still
Right.
have states who argue about when does life begin? Is it at
Right.
birth? Is it at conception? Things of
That's
that
what I
nature.
was going to ask about.
Yeah, so
Because to me,
that's
that
kind of what so it's gonna be a state to state because it's probably gonna be some states you can do all the drugs you want to kill the baby and you won't catch a charge because those states don't consider life until they're actually born.
Certain. Yeah.
So
Or 20 weeks and
yeah,
25
yeah,
things like
or that that's there's just those
but
gray
just because
areas.
we were visiting the whole idea of abortions and things like that, that played a part of a couple, as I've read up on this, the young lady actually said she had asked for an abortion. She wanted an abortion and couldn't afford the abortion, whatever the case may be. And people didn't want to give her an abortion. She didn't even want the baby. So she was telling people, I don't want it. And now because I am an addict, because I don't think I can stop, and nobody helped with that situation due to the laws in her state. So that
and
was
that's
kind
what I
of
was getting ready
sad.
to say. Because again, if you're not giving a certain out, like I get it, like you know what I'm saying, you're addicted. Everybody know they have addicts. That's why they have my 600 pound life. That ain't an overnight thing. What I'm simply saying is the fact that we know that this is already taking place. When you start charging people for crimes on a life that officially hasn't began, ultimately, because I'm somebody who thinks that you start getting into women's rights at this point. So if she made a decision, this is her decision that she wanted to make, and you forced it upon her, and then you want to lock her up. I think that that's too much. And these states are getting more and more radical, especially in Texas. Within 6 weeks of you being pregnant, you're forced to have that baby. So
Mhm.
if you're a junkie, you're not going to the doctor within 6 weeks. So now you're forcing all of these junkies to have kids because they don't have another option. And you're gonna
Well,
lock
some
all of them
people
up. What's gonna
sterilize
happen to
people.
those kids?
Well,
All of those
Some
kids
people
and all those
sterilize.
moms of people that's gonna be locked up. It's just, you know what I'm saying? I think that it's a quagmire that I don't think we should really start. I
Okay.
think it's just dangerous.
Mr. Proof, I just want to first of all uh, just say that the number of crackhead moms you have out here is ridiculous because you like all these crackhead mamas. I was like, is it really that many
All right.
crackheads out here getting knocked up? And I'm sure there are some.
Dude, do you
But
know where I live? You don't know where I live.
Right.
You don't know where
We're
I live.
That's quite a
If you
few
knew where
questions.
I live,
80
me
proof.
specifically,
Have I
two
not
one two
given
one
you
five.
You have
pause?
a
Have I
lot.
not given you a ride to your house before?
That was at night. You ain't see
But
him
I
out.
do know where you
You
live.
ain't see him out.
He still
You ain't
knows
see
where
him
you
out.
live.
And I be on the bus. I be on the bus with these parents and these kids, and the coke all over their noses. You know what I'm saying? Nodding with the unicorn backpacks. You understand what I'm saying? Like I see them. I was just on
Right.
the bus yesterday. I see them.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so listen, I think we so I'm going to just throw out this
Also,
next
she looked
topic.
it up.
Bro,
What happened? What happened?
Child endangerment or endangerment of an unborn fetus. Oh, some will get the case of murder.
Right. So, and I know a lot of states, like I said, it depends on how far along you were and things like that. You know, different. Like Cletus was saying, different states, different laws, stuff
Mhm.
like that. They
and
consider.
like I said, and I agree with him. I just think that it's just going to be used in a way that's going to be dangerous. Like I agree with. I ultimately do agree, but I
Uh-huh.
just think that it can go dangerous. That's just what I think.
Okay. Well, since we are talking about just everything and anything, I'm gonna move on to the next topic, guys. This is Cocktail and Combo. We come on every single Tuesday. That was my smooth transition. That wasn't that smooth, but either way,
We was
I
with you.
got right. I got somebody that wanted to talk about cell phones at work. Cell phones at work. They feel as though the cell phone usage at jobs of any type is just gone out of control. Like, why are people? And I was like, and I had to listen to the whole scenarios, like, and I had to think about my own personal experiences, like going into a store and you waiting in line, you waiting to be assisted, and the person's either texting or talking on their ear pods or whatever that looks like. And it's kind of like I've had people kind of get a little bit of an attitude, like I'm interrupting their conversation or their day by having you do your job. And I've also worked with people where cell phones weren't allowed, and you kind of have to keep going back to them and things like that, and they can be a distraction. But what do you guys think about that? Cell phones at work, do you think that that's out of control? Do you think that because of social media there should be some stronger limitations on this? I'll
Cell
start with
phone's out
you,
of
Ray.
control. Period. To me, I mean, it makes the world so easy to disconnect. We're so disconnected from each other to the point you're not even doing your job.
Mm,
Like you're so focused on what's going on. That probably has nothing to do with your life or you're in no relation or connection with. It's
right.
crazy. It's like you can put the phone down enough to do your job, sir,
Mm,
ma'am.
right. I'm not even gonna ask Mel yet because Mel, I don't even like you probably have a typewriter and like like
Typewriter.
and shit like that. Like you probably do not use your phone much. But Cletus, what do you think about that? Do you think that cell phones at work have gotten out of control?
Man, it depends on your job. I
That
mean,
too,
if I
yeah.
go to a strip club and the stripper comes out on a man, you know what? It's an issue. Yeah, if she taking calls while she's on the pole. I got some real issues. Um,
Keep my
but
woman.
Is she staying on beat?
I don't even care, man. I don't even care if she's gonna beat or not. I don't. I, listen, we've come so dependent on the cell phone, dog. Like at
Right.
some point in time, we got to learn to let it go. And the excuse that people always use is that what if there's an emergency? I need to have my phone. No, in 1962,
We did
man,
not
they
have
had
that.
emergencies all the time. You called the
Right.
foreman, somebody yelled out loud. There's ways to get in contact with you, dog. You'll be fine. Um, we
Hmm.
just want it for entertainment because our lives are on those phones now. We're so
Right.
Right.
dependent on it. You talk about crack. The cell phone is crack. People cannot.
Let
You
it
take
go.
somebody's cell phone away from them, they are done for life. And
Yeah.
so that's the issue.
That thing that
Okay.
happened, what was it on Instagram or Facebook or both? When
What?
it was
When
down for
Instagram and
like
Facebook
a
went
Oh,
day.
down,
let me tell you something. I am addicted. I'm not even going to lie. I'm addicted to my phone. I don't ever try to act like I'm not. Like I didn't even know. I got so much accomplished that day. Like I was like, yo, I am wasting my life away. Like I watched like
Right.
loads of clothes. I watch people clothes that ain't even my clothes. It's just like bring your clothes in. I ain't got nothing. I'm cooking. I make turkey. I put a whole fucking turkey in the oven. Like it was crazy how much you can get done without the phone. So I definitely and listen. I just thought that we bring it up. I think that we did this phone thing justice. I'm gonna let the person that still watches analog TV tell us how he feels about Mel? What do you think about this phone situation before we move on to this next wonderful topic?
I agree so much. I have never seen so many important people all over the place. I can't even walk down the fucking inner harbor for the homeless people plugging in their cell phones because they are expecting a phone call. People are absolutely outrageous. How are you that busy when you're at the gas station? You're that busy? Can you just go ahead and put 10 on 5 and I can keep it running? Why I gotta wait until you I just got to make sure. No, bitch, you don't have to make sure. You get off at 7. This is like enough is enough. People have gone too far
Too
when it
far.
comes to these phones. People and the thing about it is people have their phones and they don't even use them when they're supposed to. They see a fight, you see something go wrong, they don't dial 911. They use their phone for the opposite thing
To
what it's for.
record it.
Like
Right.
it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You can't get through on people.
Look at wait
You
a
gotta
minute. Why
fix
is
the
Cletus on his
lobby.
phone?
You ain't see
Cletus,
that.
my bad.
I was waiting. I was waiting because I was like, y'all don't realize he's being the example right
he's
now.
My bad.
that's so true though. But
My bad,
yes,
Mr. Proof.
I sleep with my phone. Like my phone is like right here, like at all
That's your
times. Like
baby.
that's my
I
baby.
hate the
Oh,
excuse when
thank you
they
so
say, well, well, what if I had an emergency? And I say, well, you must have dialed the wrong number. I don't even have a fucking degree. You gonna call me? You fuck it up. Don't tell me that's always the thing they try to use. Or what if it's an emergency? You called the
yeah.
wrong number. That's what happened.
That's what Peter said. You hey, call the foreman and have the foreman yell out. But listen, I do think the phone's getting out of control. I think that you should like do something like just like I like to take a break from social media. I might do a day, I might do two, just to give my brain some time to breathe and get away from just electronics altogether. Because I find myself with like a laptop, tablets, my phone, everything in the bed, and I'm like, you're never gonna go to sleep like this, bro.
Yeah.
You're
You
not.
can do that
It's
as
not
a
gonna
form
happen.
of fasting. I mean,
Yeah.
like fasting from it.
Oh shoot, we should try. I don't know if I would have to like sell a lot of Hail Marys or whatever. Like I'll be like, I'm so sorry, I can't do this. But but that I told you I would talk about it. Thank you so much for dropping that in my inbox. Thank you so much. But we're gonna move on to this next topic real quick. This ain't even gonna be a quick one. This one right here, I think. Okay, well, so listen, that's when you drink. You ain't on mute. Mel
The
just like,
smoker.
God damn.
The
That's
smoker.
how you know
My fault.
when you feel real comfortable and you're like, we're
Damn
all together.
cackle.
So too many with this phase. I saw this on a post. Too many men and women are used to seeing their mothers and fathers do it all that they now expect their partner to do the same. Is that unrealistic? So I'll say
No,
it again in case you didn't hear me. Too many men and women are used to seeing their dads and their moms do it all. And now they look at their partner like you should too. So I'm gonna go to Queen Ray first, and then I'm gonna go around to the guys. Queen Ray, ladies first. Ladies first. Ooh, I'm
I
sorry.
don't think there's a problem with it. Will you get it? Might be an issue. But we go by our realm of experience. We go by what we know, what we've seen, what we've been taught, what we learned. Sight, touch, smell, whatever. So if I'm used to seeing that, then there's a part of me, whether I can rationalize it or not, there's a part of
Right.
me that wants that.
Mm-hmm.
Or is a trigger like to like I have to have that because this is what I was born, raised around, whatever. So
Right.
I mean, now if you're around like the mix of it, one seeing one version and then seeing another version, your
Mm-hmm.
brain might not go to it so much to expect that of somebody. But that's an expectation, and you expectations can be
But isn't
set
the mother,
down.
isn't the parent child dedication, love, sacrifice different from a partner sacrifice? Love, I mean, not saying that it's a total difference, but what you would like, Queen Ray, you have a child. What you
There's
may do and sacrifice for your child may be different from what you would do or sacrifice for a partner.
there's a difference. There is a difference, but when it's in, like I said, our realm of experience of what we know,
Hmm.
no matter technically what type of relationship that person is, it's a trigger in my mind.
Right, got
It's an
you.
expectation that, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, I have. Of it could have been any type of woman. It could have been, a teacher or something like that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But there's definitely a different relationship between a child and a partner.
Right.
But as far as
So can we
there's a different expectation from a child and a partner
so can
too.
we really compare what your dad or your mom did for you and what you saw growing up and what you're willing to do, what
Yeah, because that's the example of so if you're a guy, this example, your mother, that's the example of a woman that you have.
okay. Okay.
So you see your mother do this, you don't want that from your mother, but you want that from, you know, what your partner, because that's what you saw your mother do for your dad, or whoever she had.
Okay. I'm going to go to Mel. Mel, what do you think about this? Men, I'm going to just switch it to the men. Men are used to seeing their mothers do everything. And so they think that their partner should do it too.
I do. My mom did do everything. My mom worked and cooked several days a week, and then so she did. She used to clean and all of that. But I think that the same in regards to men. I think it's the role acceptance. I think that more of us look at it as my own generation as a job that has to be done, not
Mhm.
as a role that has to be filled. As my mom, my dad, these were roles that had to be filled, and it may not have been looked at as a job, but we all know that being a parent is a full-time job. Whereas we look at it in reverse. This is a job that we're forced to have, and we may not want to live up to the role. That's why child support is so, what I'm saying? That's why fast food is everywhere. You can get meals that you don't have to, that you don't have to think about or whatever. That's the reason why, because it's a lot of want to. You got to want to do that.
Mhm.
And I do. I'm somebody who, because of the fact that I watched that, I did.
Mhm.
I worked two jobs. I would come home and I would cook and I would wash clothes and I would do all of that. Make sure
Mhm.
homework was done, because of the fact that that's a role that I wanted once the role was thrust upon me. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, once once the role that I wanted to have, say I accepted it. I don't look at it as a burden. I don't have days when I be like, oh, I got it. I don't have those days. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my role. I accept it. You know what I'm
No,
saying? And that's how my parents did it.
you don't have no. Even though I do it, I still have them days where I'm like, oh, like
Right.
I just want to take
Yeah.
a nap.
uh
But
Pope
yeah,
said, but on the flip side, there are people who have strong mothers but turn out terrible because they have no skills because their parents did everything.
okay, that's true. And then I think she says something else. I can't.
Oh, right. Oh, from the comment, right. We teach our children to be the best and want the best. It should be a combination of togetherness. If a
And
child
I,
is abuse, then they look for abusive relationships. Question.
Mm, yeah.
and you do, and I agree. You do have to, so you got to want to include your kids. You know what I'm saying? You got to want to embrace that whole entire thing. You have to introduce. My mom would pull me into the kitchen. My dad would pull me out to the car. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't want to do that shit.
But at the same time, Mel, even with you saying that this is what you saw around you, you don't know the more adult side to things. Like, because as you're looking at your partner, you may want all of those other things, and they may be fulfilling those things and then lacking in the bedroom, which is a lot of times when people say, "Oh, this person is good in the bedroom and sucks being domestic," or they're good, this way and not that way, and you don't know what could have been going on in that
Don't,
situation where your parents
don't
did
bring
it.
out my parents in the bedroom. Don't.
Well, I'm not. First of all, I know personally that your parents have a water bed, so I already know that they get it in. All right, no lacking here. Look at Mel. Mel is sort of all shades of red. Yes, I do. I know. They are proud of it. Okay, they still got that fire going right up till today. It's the cutest thing ever. They have like their chemistry. I just be like, yo, please let me get married and still be wanting to like do things after all the kids, after all the years of being together. I love it. Like I
I'm a
absolutely love
drink. I'm a drink.
it. You're gonna drink to the water. Hey, Cletus comedy. What do you think about this? Men see it. People see their parents doing it all, and then they want their partner that they should do it too.
I want you to rephrase your statement because I have so many questions on why you personally know about the waterbed.
Because I've been to the house. I've been to the house.
This is not
I
making
ate
it better.
I ate the food and I went to sit down and I was like, woo! And we were all chit-chatting.
Well, why were you
It's like,
sitting in the bedroom? You know what? I don't even want to know.
don't worry about
We
what
had
we
so
doing.
many questions.
We family. I'm like a
Nope.
little sister, and this is what it is.
Nope.
He said,
Don't
nope.
want to know.
Totally
Don't
fake.
want to know. I am done.
This
Yeah,
is Mel.
that's
This is the
can we
moment
can we
we need.
stick to this topic, please?
This is the moment when we need.
And
Now you
Stiletto's
want
your
to stick
step,
to a topic.
knowing that
This is
Stiletto's
the
your
moment.
stepmom friend.
Matt, look,
Um,
Mel, this is the moment when we need your parents to call in because they damn sure will call in and be like, no, let me tell you. We
Yes.
That's fine. They mama, daddy, y'all know what I'm talking about. But
That's
go
that
ahead.
mushroom belt from Boomerang.
Thank. That's how Mel's parents. Thank. Look at Mel.
Come
Mel,
out the
you are
bathroom.
so red right now. Mel, you like a strawberry. Oh my goodness.
and we know that Mel always got to call 30 minutes before coming over. So here's the thing.
And satin sheets. So, go ahead, Cletus. He's
That is
right.
not cake. That is not cake icing on that sofa. So
All right. No, nobody's allowed in the living room. Okay, nobody's allowed in the living room.
it's not cake icing.
That's
So
true.
here's the thing. Unfortunately, um, unfortunately, we are the sum of everything that happens to us in our youth. So, and it's going to go one way or the other. So, one of the reasons why I think the current generation is so quote unquote bad, spoiled, or whatever, is because so many of us in the generation before that didn't have. And so, because we didn't have, we decided that we were going to dote everything upon the kids of this generation. And then this generation's kids are just completely out of control. They have nothing that they work for. They have nothing to look forward to. I remember growing up and hating the fact that I had to wait till I was 18 to be able to get a beeper. I hated the fact that, I had to have my first job to get a lot of fancy clothes and things like this.
Right.
And now from the time a kid is, so I think that I partially took that resentment and I was like, my kids will never have to do this. You know what I'm saying? So you see both ways. You see kids who are in abusive relationships and who are abused as children who never put their hands on their kid. You see kids who are in situations where it was way too strict in their house and they let their kids just do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because they're like, I'm going to break the curse or the generational curse or be different than what I had to go through. Now, when you start talking about interpersonal relationships and you start seeing, my dad picked my mom and my mom did everything in the house, you're going to have some guys who feel like, that's the kind of woman I should have because that's what my dad had. And then now if the parent instills that in them, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times it's not going to get instilled in them. You know what I'm saying? Like you just see it. Like if you see your mom doing everything, like I wouldn't want my whoever to do everything. Because my mom it was just me and my mom growing up. But because of that, I learned how to do everything because my mom was like, that's why I had a child. I didn't plan on cleaning the house my whole life, man. You got 10 years of free.
Right.
And now you need to get in there, wash these dishes, clean this bathroom, vacuum these floors, scrub, and do all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so, but you saw your mom do everything. It comes down to the personality of the person.
Right.
Like some people date somebody that reminds them of their mom. Some people they can't stand their mom. You know what I'm saying? So they date the complete opposite. I've seen people who, because their mom is the first person they ever see, and they believe their mom is the most beautiful person in the world, that they go out and find women that look like their mom. To me, that is just disgusting. I would not want to have my mom feet on the ceiling. You know what I'm saying? So
I just want you to resemble like my dad. Like come on. But I get it, but I do think sometimes there are certain traits that you don't even think about that may resemble something about your father or your mother, and you end up, being attracted to that in the long run.
Because here's the thing, like especially with girls, because we always tell our girls or even our fathers that you treat your daughter a certain way so that you set the standard on how a man will treat her later. You know what I'm saying? Which I think makes 100% sense. But she doesn't necessarily have to date her dad. Like I'm trying to
Right.
instill in my daughter, don't date me, but date somebody who's going to care about you enough that you don't rely on me to be the only person to care about you, or
Right.
somebody who's going to care about you like I do, who will put you
Right.
first. But don't be like, you got to do what my dad does, because
Yeah.
Right.
nigga ain't
It's
me.
happen. And like I say, I mean, just coming from the female perspective, it's a lot of guys out there, and they always will bring up their mom. My mom did it. My mom could do it. My mom, and you were just like, oh my goodness, do you want to fuck your mother? I hate to say it that way, but do you? You want
Mommy
to be with
dearest.
your mom? Does your mom do the other things that I do? You know what I mean? Like, do you at that point, because it's like it's almost like a shot. Like my mom makes it this way, my mom does this, and you are right. It all depends on that personality type, that person. But that is, when you hear a man say that, you're just like you're like it does make it. Sometimes it makes a little animosity between wife and mom, and I know me and my ex-husband's his mother, um my mother-in-law, I guess at one point, ex-mother-in-law, we used to go at it because she wanted, I was like, I'm his wife now. You know what I mean? Fall back. And then she would be
Mhm.
like, well, I know what he likes, and I know how he likes his toast, and I know what he likes. And I'm like, well, he don't like his goddamn toast like that no more. You know what I mean? Like, and it was always tension between us. But like I said, he would always say, well, my mother did this, and my mother does it that way. And so it's like it really depends on the person that you're dealing with. So that's pretty much what it boils down to, people. It
That
depends
was a
on
flaw on his part, though.
it was.
That's a flaw on his part. Because the dude, once you get married, and even biblically, it'd be like, yo, leave your parents and cleave unto your wife. And I think that's why they call breast cleavage. Because we need something to cleave onto. But
I see what you did now. Okay.
yeah, give me something to cleave to. But so when the dude can't do that, there's some insecurities on his part. But I still think that women should take.
I just off topic, Cletus. I need for you to write a joke on that, like immediately. Like I need to hear that on.
First of all, I've talked about breasts so much in church. I think I just give that to you. You can have it.
What song did I play for you guys? I'm gonna drop it low for the Jesus. Drop it low
for the Jesus.
For the dirty wine.
Yeah, I've always been.
I don't ever. What I will say is, like, if there's something that has experience, I will mention it. Like, my mom is a baker; she cooks a lot. So you know what I'm saying. If you're going to do something, I'll be like, "Look, maybe call my mom." Or my dad. My dad is very handy.
Your mom will be a baker because she bakes a lot.
My mom's a good cook, but she does bake.
That would make her a chef.
She sold cake. She sold her food.
Wait, so Mel, when you're thinking, like, if your lady is in the kitchen and she getting ready to make something, you'll be like, hey, we should probably call my mom.
No. Like, let's say for instance, let's say like it was let's say it was like a turkey, and you had a question about how to cook the turkey. You know what I'm saying? I don't cook a lot of turkeys. I would go to somebody that's how I do. Anytime I think if I don't know something, I go to somebody who knows it.
I'm gonna call shenanigans on you. I'm gonna call fucking shenanigans on you because I can tell by the way your eyes are sitting. You come out your mouth when she know how to cook something and be like, my mom. Call my mom because my mom be putting this on there. This
hilarious. I know because I already cook. So I don't never call for no recipes. But if it's something that you never made before,
I'm talking about your significant other in the kitchen, say making a dish that your mom makes really good. You don't ever mention like my mom the way
if she never made it before. That's only if you don't have any experience. I'm going to say, well, call your mom. Like I'm gonna say, you'll call somebody's mom. Like if you're somebody's mom, you don't have any. That's the only way. That's how I operate. If you don't have any experience in that, I know my mom has experience doing it. So I'm going to. You know what I'm saying?
Lynn said Jamel is not lying. Mel is not lying. Mel is not.
That was a whole name though. Like that's.
You know what? I'm gonna let you slide because you got a whole witness. You got whole. I got it.
But here's the thing: when you're in a relationship, the first thing you got to do is learn to lie about her cooking. Like you were supposed to just go ahead and take that. You supposed to go ahead and take that L.
I don't want to take a chance early. I want to make, you know what I'm saying? I want to.
Wait. Y'all not gonna swerve that. Why you have to lie about your woman's cooking?
Oh, you got to take that L first. In the beginning, listen, until the relationship is strong, you got to take an L on what she cooks. Like, you got to go ahead and eat it.
For me, is it Queen Ray? Have you heard of this?
No, it's happened.
But I mean, I'm sure there's guys who've done it. I'm sure the guys who do it because
it's happened a lot.
They don't want. I
want to goddamn know. Whoever.
Let me tell you something, Stiletto. From a virgin's perspective. Let me tell you something from a virgin's perspective, right? If I finally get to the point where it looks like there may be cheek clappage.
Yeah. Anything.
And I gotta go ahead and eat her cooking. Yo, it doesn't matter how disgusting it is. If I gotta eat to eat, then I'm gonna eat.
Okay. And that goes there. Fricka.
You don't wait a minute. I gotta ask. Yeah. You eat the plate or you eat around what can be eaten?
Dog. Whatever I got to eat, I'm gonna eat. You feel me? Like if I gotta go old school little kids, spread the plate around and just be like, oh, I'm finished. Like, oh man, that was great. Listen, don't let her serve it on a paper plate. Because I'm folding that joint in half and throwing it in the trash. You gotta do what you gotta do.
But see, that's the thing. I am a big on serving my man, and then I also clean up. I take the plate from him. I take, you know what I mean? Right. Like, so you better hide it in your shoes.
So one of the key elements I think dudes should do is off the top. Do not, until y'all in a super solid relationship, don't eat her cooking.
Well, how can you tell if you want to be like? So you think, can you be in a relationship with somebody that doesn't know how to cook?
I guess because I know how to cook. Okay. You think I got this full figured and robust from not cooking?
Okay, Mel, you saying no? You can't.
What I'm saying is this: if I can cook too. What I'm saying to you is, you not being able to cook don't mean that you can't learn to cook. You got to be willing to burn a few times, willing to waste a few pounds of fish. You know what I'm saying? Like,
why?
Why? Because or I'll tell you what, or don't stick around long. That's all.
Yo, we grown now.
So Mel, you're saying the woman would, if you're gonna be in a long term, like a deep relationship, so like they need to know how to cook or have the willingness to learn how to cook. Cletus, you're saying I don't need you to know how to cook because I know how to cook. Okay.
I've been cooking. I've been cooking for me long enough that I'm gonna eat. I'm not relying on her to cook.
Then I don't need you. What do I have you for?
What's today's date? Wait a minute.
Did you hear what Mel said? What did you say?
Yeah, I heard a chauvinistic remark. But what's
it's not chauvinistic. Listen, it's not chauvinistic. I can do everything myself. I can do everything myself in the house and outside the house perfectly. So my point is, if you don't have a role to fill, why are you here?
It's October.
That's what I'm saying. You got to be willing.
Yeah, but why does the role have to be cooking?
Mel, it's the same thing the opposite way though. She can do everything inside and outside the house.
I just said it though. I can fulfill every need. I don't lack, bro. I ain't lacking in any. Oh, I'm getting 4 stars or better in every area.
You're not doing hair. You can't do hair. About this. You can't do hair.
About it. But
I won't do it.
Mel, what about all the other things that are needs? You're saying I can live with you not being able to do those?
If you can't, yeah, like I mean, you know what I'm saying. Maybe I watch a lot of George Jefferson, but if you're not willing to get into that kitchen, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it every day.
You better get in there.
And if I have to do it every day, if I have to do it every day, you will have diminished your role. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody has a role. I'm gonna tell you this. Let a burglar come in the house. Let a burglar come in the house, and I'd be like, well, I'm sleepy. And she go on there and she handle business. I have diminished my role. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody has a role. So whether you like it or not, in your relationship, that might not be your role. That might not be. You may be the person who disarms the bandit. That won't be in my relationship. I will be right there to take the knife in, to beat the ass. That's my role. So I mean, that's up to you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let Queen Ray go. I just gonna read. Pope is saying everyone has a role. True. I cook. He washes clothes. I haven't
Right.
washed clothes since we've been married. So, okay, Queen Ray, what do you feel about this? Because you were
That's
clutching
what
your.
I would say. I know. I believe. I mean, I don't know if I would say role, but it's the give and take. That, but when you just kept saying they have to be in the kitchen, I'm like, so
He's saying they not. He was saying, listen, you are no use
Willing.
to me if you are not willing to go in that kitchen. You are of no use to me.
well, willing is
Y'all know I can
different, but
cook.
that doesn't
I can
make
do
it your
dessert.
role. That's what I'm saying. So
You peasant. That's on his
right, that doesn't make
application.
it
You
my
peasant.
role. That just
But
means
isn't that
I'm
my
willing
role?
to.
But isn't that my role to protect though?
Okay, well,
That's the thing.
Anthony is saying you don't have a coochie in there. You know what I mean? All the things you crushing, all the things that you.
No. Listen to me. You talk about my girl. I can get ass anywhere. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Is this the 80s? What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
80s.
What are we talking
I
about?
think it was possible in the 80s as well.
I mean, at the end of the day, the fact that what I'm saying.
I
Like, I
don't
mean,
think. Matter
I
of fact, I
wasn't
think it was a
alive
lot
then.
easier then.
I
Mel
wasn't
is
alive
very
then.
passionate about this 80 proof. You are super passionate, and
Yeah,
but the thing about it is, me personally, the people that I've chose to date in my lifetime feel the same. Like cooking is a domestic. That's it's a must. But like it's just like we're talking about different people, different role, what they feel they want in a relationship. Mel is obviously very very passionate
Yo, but
about.
listen, but I'm that way. Look, I'm not with my lady pumping her gas. Yo, I will snap stilettos wrists. I ain't with her. I'm not with any of that. You know what I'm saying? I believe that I believe I have a role as a male. So my role as a male is one thing. Then my role as your man is above that. So
Okay,
yes, I think that I have a role. I think that I have a role, and everybody should own it. Everybody has a role.
Well, listen here, Denzel Washington. Just because
and that's also a matter of discussion. You just don't come in and say, like, just because you believe that that's your role doesn't mean that I believe that's your role. And
That's
so
why you.
you put that
That's why you would be
on
my
me
girl.
without the
I think it's the
yeah.
so
compatibility.
here's the
Think it's
thing
the
about the role
compatibility
thing.
with people though, because you do have that conversation. Some way, somehow in the conversation, you do have about compatibility. What somebody wants, what they feel, things like that. And I guess that would come out in conversation that
And
this
I
is a
asked right away. And wait, real quick, still just from being in the office, I'd be like, "Yo, so you don't cook?" I asked right away. I mean, whether I'm not to be interested, but I asked. So it ain't
that
even no beating around the bush.
yeah, that
So
is
you know what I'm saying?
this is something important to you. I get it. I understand. I don't
Yes,
want no
I'm fat,
I
people.
don't want
You know
no
what I'm saying?
problem.
This ain't baby
No,
fat. What are you talking about?
I
This is
don't
dimples.
want
This is
no problem.
dimples.
That's adult fat. But here's the
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Yeah, that's full grown fat.
All
But here's the
right.
thing.
Thank you, bro.
Okay, I'm gonna let
Thank
you
you,
go and
bro.
then we go to the grown zone. Yes,
It,
cleaners.
yeah, I mean, I'd love to get this grown on. So here's the thing: everybody has their personal wants. That's a want. I
Right.
don't see it as a role per se. I just think as long as we both understand that we need to eat. If you are the best at ordering out, I'm with it. Like if your fingers are magical on that DoorDash, I'm with that. As long as you're making sure that I'm fed and and
Right.
and I'm good. Like if you like, you ain't got to go in there and whip it up like my mom did. Like let's get it. Let's get it right. Now I'm reading this thing where it says old school work, new age is trying to change the game. Yeah, that's why Denzel Washington has 6 wives and fences. It wasn't always working. It just made it. The old school worked in Color Purple too, didn't it? When he came home and whooped Cedar's hind pots and chose her when she was 7. Listen, everything in the old school ain't necessarily working. Your grandma and
First of
granddaddy
all, wait. The
they loved each
Jeffersons,
other.
the
That
Jeffersons made it.
Man, the
Oh
Jeffersons ain't
The
Lord.
make it. We
they
did
had
you
a
see
homemade. They had a homemade.
Right.
did you see
No,
Weezy?
no, up until then. But the point of it is, she had to put up with plenty of stuff in regards to that. The bunkers
It's not
ain't bricked
real.
up.
It's not real. That is not
Did
real.
you
No,
right? He can
He
be
mentioned
taken.
fences. He mentioned fences.
Did you see Weezy Jefferson? Weezy ain't had no other choices. You think Weezy
oh,
had somewhere to go? That's why she was with George. That's all that she had
you
left.
know what? I'm not doing this with y'all. I'm moving on to
Judge, Judge, come on, yo, Judge,
no,
come on,
I'm
man.
not.
First of all, but Weezy had the cleavage. That's why George cleaved there.
Did you see George going anywhere? It was 2 people who had met the only one for them, and they stayed together. and it
Sean is
worked.
on y'all right now. He like, this you talk about movies. I'm talking about mothers, sisters, and grandmothers.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, so let me give you real life. My grandma and granddaddy was married for 50 years, and you know where my grandma lived? In one house, and my granddaddy lived in another house with his girlfriend. They just didn't want to get divorced. Ain't nobody going for all that crazy stuff. The old school didn't always work. Now, you know what didn't work? You know what didn't work in the old school? Women didn't work in the old school. They stayed at home. Times have changed. Ain't no dudes coming home now and giving everybody. And yeah, my grandmama cooked. She cooked at her house while the girlfriend cooked at the other one. You know what doesn't happen now? Dudes don't come home and get a whole checkup. When is the last time you seen a dude come home and say, like, here you go, baby, here's the check and give me my allowance? You ain't doing that, are you, Sean? No, you're not. You're sitting at home trying to spend your own money. Hopefully, she probably got a job too. You want that woman to go and cook, clean, little nasty kids with their little bad attitude, and then you gonna talk about we gotta go.
Hey, Sean.
Ding.
That's probably Sean. Probably he's only giving them ding, ding, ding. If he was giving them something real, he wouldn't have to worry about her cooking because she'd get up and cook because she wanted to.
Well, now that we're talking about other things other than cooking, let's see what
playing, Sean. This is all jokes.
Sean said his house is good. Okay, so let's talk about this grown zone time. Yes, woo woo woo. Listen, if you got kids, you might want to put them to bed. If they're not in the bed, it's a school night and they have silver teeth. That's not good. So make sure that they have their earplugs in the video games, whatever it is that you do to occupy your kid during your grown-up time, because it is pretty late. So listen, this stiletto letter talks about a lot of different things, and I just narrowed it down to 3 things. Okay, outrageous positions. What they want to know from the cast and from anyone else, what are the most outrageous positions that you've tried? Like these positions that look better than they actually feel. You know, like those positions that you might see on something.
Why do y'all keep going to subjects that I can't talk on?
I mean, you've seen. Okay, listen. Use your
imagination.
Use your imagination.
I'll make up something.
Most outrageous position. What was the most outrageous position? Think about it. Something that you thought was going to be a good thing to do or was sexy, and end up not being so.
The wheelbarrow. Who thought of that? That's the.
What's that?
Wheelbarrow. You know. I'm surprised that you stiletto. You never been in a wheelbarrow situation.
She might have. She don't know.
I just don't call it the wheelbarrow. What is it?
You just don't. It. So let's say you go reverse cowboy, which is also one of the most fantastic positions. But then he's standing up.
So like hold.
He's got your legs.
You got
down on the ground.
Or your legs could be
like
around.
You never did the wheelbarrow race as a kid?
Oh, okay. The wheelbarrow. I get it now. Okay, all right. Hey, I know I'm not the only. Okay, maybe I am, but yeah. Okay.
I believe that's a ridiculous position, and it's got a weight limit. Sometimes you just ain't gonna have the strength or ability.
40-year-old version in his head.
40-year-old version in his head. Exactly.
That's why I'm only 38, T.
Queen Ray, our most outrageous position that you probably tried.
I'm trying
and he
think.
thought it was gonna be good, but it didn't. Like, you know, that position where it keeps slipping out, or you keep slipping, you keep falling, like you're not keeping your balance. You know those positions. I'm just saying, because men swear that they have this gigantic thing, and they swear you cannot do what you saw, boo boo. It don't work for everybody.
Stick to what you know. The rivers and lakes you used to.
That don't work for everybody. Like do you have one? Because
I'm trying to think, because I don't think I've tried anything that
she didn't like. Oh, nasty
not
lady.
Not like that. What I mean is, I don't think I would try anything that I don't think there's a possibility I would like. Like,
okay,
I don't
so like I'm gonna give an example, because
if I look at it, I'll be like, that ain't me.
So, prime example, riding backwards, which like your arms like this, the woman riding back. Sometimes that can be very uncomfortable for both the male and the female, just depending on the size of the person, how things bend and how things move. Wall sex can be a tough one. You know what I mean? They're up against the wall and they kind of trying to get underneath you to get it in there. Like it doesn't look like it does on the movies, like where they just come in and they're passionately making love all against the wall. It's more, it's a little, you know, you got height differences, you got challenges, you got, you know, different things going on. So it looks really good, but it's definitely, it's not even outrageous, but it's just awkward. Maybe I should say awkward. They put outrageous. So yeah, that hurts. You can break his joints. Uncomfortable. Thank you, PT. I just knew I needed to give an example. I'm gonna come back to Queen.
Why are you throwing the arms back? From what I've heard, that's not how that position works.
What do you mean? You could throw the arms back and you're like, you know, you're riding.
No, that's unnatural.
Why?
There's no reason to throw the. That's the problem. You're doing the reverse cowboy wrong. The reverse cowboy, the arms are supposed to go forward.
No. When they're sitting, if you're sitting and you can't.
She's talking about forward.
Right. I'm talking about backwards. You're riding it like this. Like I'm facing this way. He's sitting there.
Yeah, that's the reverse cowboy.
That's the right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
so
we gotta get you up on the.
But why are you throwing your arms back on a reverse cowboy?
Because if you ever watch porn, like when they're sitting on the couch and they're doing it, they're like this on the back of the. You've never seen that, Cletus?
I don't watch porn.
Oh no, she talking about like, so if they're sitting on your lap.
Right, if you're sitting on the lap, if the man is
the legs are wrapped,
right, we face to face.
No, we're not face to face. We're not.
I'm face to the back of your head.
Right, you're looking at the back of the head.
And then you lean back too.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that why?
I don't wait a minute. I don't think
you see it in porn.
I don't think this is about this.
Right, go forward. Grab
you're supposed to go to the ankle.
I think this is for him to play back later. I think that this is going in a different direction. I don't think this is no longer about the question. This is more like,
thank you, Pope. Pope is right. You're supposed to grab the ankle.
Grab the ankle, right.
How are you okay, maybe everybody's not. So you grab, he's in the seated position. He's not laying down on a bed. He's sitting like Cletus, you're sitting up. The young lady is going to come sit on top of you, sit on your lap with her back to you. Your head is to her back.
Where's the lean back going?
Right. There should be no lean back.
Okay, if you're on a couch, you're not sitting in a chair, you're on a couch.
Right.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't understand what's so difficult.
You use it to help you bounce.
I see everything going well right here.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing this with y'all.
I think everything's going great from what I'm seeing.
Her dramatization is.
Have y'all not seen this on porn before?
You talking about the Santa? You talking about the Santa Claus? So you talking about the Santa Claus? That's a classic Santa Claus. You come sit in his lap.
Right,
I got you.
Thank you, T. You lean back to help you keep bouncing. Like you don't put all of it on your legs or you'll get tired. So you lean back just like if you were in a chair and you're bouncing in the chair. You put your arms right here to help.
Oh yeah, that's dangerous. That's dangerous because here's the thing. Here's the only dangerous. Here's the only danger point here.
I'm going forward. I ain't going back.
Right.
Yeah, the danger zone you got here.
They like zoom into the crotch area at that point when the woman is riding from the back. They zoom like right in.
So you trying to do camera angle stuff. First of all, the
dramatizations are just on point.
I don't know what that means.
Mel, help me out. What difficult?
On a porn, they trying to get the shots. They gotta see.
Right. So that's what I say. But some people will see that and be like, "Oh, I want to try that. Let me see what that's like." And then you try it.
Are some people
uncomfortable? I'm not fooling with you. Mel, is there a position that you would like to tell us about?
No, I've been running them all through my head. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make sure I figured it all out. And I'm trying to think of something that I didn't like in regards to positioning.
No, maybe I haven't. Not that you didn't like it. You might have still liked it. It just was a little more difficult than it was in your head when you imagined it.
Right. So that would be okay. So that would be. See, I'm saying that's a weight thing. So,
We'll get you.
Well, you know what? Let me see.
Next.
I'm gonna say. Right. I'm gonna say. I guess to hold somebody up, you know what I'm saying, to pick up forward, that can take a lot.
That is what you said, because the next thing in this person's letter was talking about picking that women love to be picked up. I'm gonna start with Queen Ray. Queen Ray, women love to be picked up. What's your thoughts with that?
I don't like to be picked up. Maybe it's a height thing. I don't know. I know.
Have you heard
I'm
overwhelming? Have you heard overwhelming?
Maybe I don't trust them. I don't know.
Have you heard from other women that they love to be picked up?
Yeah, and they're normally under 5'5",
like smaller, and they say, "Oh,
right.
I just love you to pick me up."
Right. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are taller and bigger girls that like to be picked up, but more so than not, they're usually smaller. They're smaller.
Okay, so would you say that more women like to be picked up, or more women don't like to be picked up based on your interaction with women of any size, or which one do you think?
This got to be from Mel, right?
No, it's for Queen Ray. She talks.
Yeah, because I wouldn't know.
I'm just saying.
Assumption, I would say
we're talking about to other women.
I would say no.
You would say no. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go to. I don't even know who I should go to. Cletus.
I have no experience in it, so what I would think is that it's unsafe, it's dangerous. It's going to depend on the man. Whether you go into it thinking, "Oh yeah, she's lightweight," but
right.
even 100 pounds, lift it up. What I want you to do is go get you a 20-pound bag of potatoes and just hold that up in the air
from a time period.
No, right. No,
it's going to wear you down.
No,
so in your time, have you ever heard of women saying that they love to be picked up?
Most of the ones that I've heard from are like, "Nah, cuz, hey, keeping my head above water, making a wave when I can, keep me on the ground." That's a true trust exercise. If she trusts you, I don't even know how we can concentrate on what's going on when I'm trying to make sure you stay up in the air. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to. It's a lot happening.
You got to balance and try to enjoy it.
Now, here's what I'll give you. Here's what I'll give you, Stiletto.
Yes.
I will say this: depending upon the length of the legs, from what I've read.
Okay.
If you can get her against a wall,
and
she can get her legs around your waistal region,
right,
interlock.
Okay.
Around your hind cheeks.
Your hind cheeks.
Now you got something, because both of y'all are now bearing that weight. See, it ain't a one-man show anymore.
One-man show.
Yeah.
Okay. So
but anything else? Now, if we are talking about taking a trip to the vagina.
That's why people try to pick me up.
Yeah, if we're talking about taking a trip to the vagina,
but that don't mean I like to be.
I just don't. I just have never. I was telling somebody I was talking to. I was like, "Yo, I have more women saying to me that they don't like to be picked up than I have women saying that they do like to be picked up." I'm not saying that there aren't women out there that love to be picked up, but the majority of the women that I've ever had that discussion with, am I lying, Queen Ray? They'd be like, "No."
And then the ones that like, if they're doing it, it's a lot of times it's just because maybe that's what the guy likes, and we're trying to you and let you have your thing because we want you to do the thing that we want.
Well, Derek is saying it's not saying fucking in the air. So you just randomly, you just picking a bitch up. Like,
I've done that a lot. Now that I'll do.
Women told you, "I love for you to pick me up like a child." But have you heard this come from women?
Not unless it was their fetish.
So for those of us who enter the hurdle race and see the hurdles, I understand what you're saying. But for those of us who just recognize it's a race, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't hit nothing. Simple fact of the matter is that if you're on your way, making a move, and I scoop you up on my shoulders and I decide to eat you like the ripest of melons, what is the discrepancy we're talking about? You understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying is
I would still be like, put me down.
I have a rule that I don't date nobody that I can't pick up. You know what I'm saying? I can pick up almost. I've never dated nobody that I could not pick up, so it's not an issue for me. I can pick up anybody, but everybody does not like to be picked up. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that some people do. Some people, and then that's it. Like I'll just go around just hawking bitches all over the world. Like it ain't a competition.
Mel, are women requesting you to pick them up? Like, have you had overwhelming requests to be picked up, or is this like a rarity?
Yeah, no, it's not even like, you know what I'm saying? If nobody's really requesting it, it's more of a flex move because I'm a big guy. So for me to be able to do it, you know what I'm saying? First of all, let me say something. I have a nice, y'all haven't seen me, but if y'all have, I have a nice sturdy base. You know what I'm saying? So I'm built for this type of thing. So the simple fact of the matter is the fact that You know what I'm saying, and that, you know, everybody isn't for that, you know what I'm saying, but it's a spur of the moment. You got to be ready to do it. So,
Well, this young
you
lady
know,
was
it's
very upset and saying,
Some
yeah,
women
please
like
has
to pick
saying
their
right.
man.
While we're here, and
Did you
there's
see that
somebody who's
comment?
waiting on
We
their first
will get a
try.
concussion.
While we're waiting on as somebody who's waiting on their first try, Mel, there's a couple of questions that I had. Stiletto, could you put your hands the way you just had them? That's how I imagine you would have to be in there on it. Hands out, because you have a whole adult. You went here.
listen.
What?
You did the
Because-
butt.
He's bringing it closer to his face.
Right,
Listen,
your
you understand? Everybody knows that's how strong I am. I don't have to be here. I'm not struggling with your weight. I got you right here, and I can go there. Your thighs is right here, over my shoulders right here. It's lots of things that you can do. You know what I'm saying? If you're laying, so it's lots of I'm naming something. You know what I'm saying? If you're in front of me and we're in doggy, and I take you by the front and hold you in the air, that's a possible thing that can happen. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's lots of things. You make it seem like we're just barbelling people. Right? You ain't barbelling.
You're not barbelling them. Okay, Cletus has a lot of questions.
Again, without experience, just trying to get some how-to knowledge. How do you survive a situation like that? Because from what I'm understanding, Mr. Proof, if
Mr. Proof,
if done correctly, and I'm reading this in books.
Right.
The women come with some sort of reaction, some a here.
What is it, Cletus?
They're right here. The
No.
symbols. They hit you with them symbols.
Let me
surviving?
Well, as you can see, I'm on the show tonight.
You know what? And the benediction. So listen, before
the jury rest.
The ding, 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 round 3. The last thing that this person had in the letter, and like I said, it was such a long letter. I do apologize. I did not read the whole thing. I just pulled out things that I just knew you wanted answers to. And navel licking. First of all, how do you guys feel about licking the navel? Licking the navel,
right?
Your navel licked. I don't know.
Be an any.
It could be an any or outie.
It can't be an outie.
You can't lick an outie?
No, because now you're licking her tummy penis. And
tummy penis?
Yes,
I knew you were gonna say.
And you're now gay. Now.
So it has to be any, and like licking in the inside of a navel.
Right.
First of all, it's probably dirty in there. And second, that is a good safety practice. All right. You get right there. You take a couple of deep in breaths. Okay. Mm-hmm. Breathe the flowers. Blow out the candles. If you can breathe if you breathing in
flowers, blow out the candles.
Yeah, that's how you relax yourself. You ever done that to relax? Yeah, breathe. Smell the flowers. Blow out the candle. Now, if you get down there and you smell that candle and you smell her candle, that's where you need to stop.
Oh, okay. So that's okay. But so are you licking the navel and all?
Not as a regular activity, but I mean, if you get
there,
okay.
Are you okay with having your navel licked?
Oh no, I'm a grown man. All right.
I mean, some men like their nipples licked on and stimulated. Maybe the navel could be
good. First of all, I don't even remember the last time I washed my navel. All right. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not make an active attempt to go in.
Show. I need Q-tips, peroxide, the apple cider vinegar. I get in there.
No,
I have not made an active attempt to go in there. I'm hoping it gets clean by osmosis. There's no way. Listen, I'm giving a strong stomach wipe, and whatever gets in there and it gets rinsed out.
I can't co-sign with that, bro.
What you mean, Mal? What's going on? Mal, are you licking navels? Are you licking navels? And are you receiving navel licks?
Well, I'm not. Is the navel pierced?
Is the piercing make it more tasty? Like what the fuck? Tell me what.
That's gonna have a metallic taste to it.
the navel.
Well, okay. So to be honest, I don't know. I don't think that that's a typical practice of mine. I'm not opposed to it. You know what I'm
Like,
saying? But
put
if somebody was to ask for it,
you
but
took your
huh?
tongue all in it, like put your tongue all in the hole.
I mean, if that's if, what you know, what I'm saying. You know me. I'm a giver. Whatever it takes to get the job done. You know, I don't complain. I just go ahead and put my hard hat on.
And if
But
she
at the
wants
same
to lick
time,
your
but
navel,
oh no, because I take care of mine. You know,
like,
I wash up several times a day. You know what I'm saying? And
she
it
could
ain't even
tongue
for
fuck
that
your navel.
reason,
She could tongue
huh?
fuck your navel. You're good with her tongue fucking your
Tongue
navel.
fuck your navel.
Yeah, because yeah, because I don't have no problem with that. I'm not opposed to that, and mine isn't. There's not going to be. Mine ain't discolored or nothing. It's clean. It
Okay.
smells like I was supposed to smell. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
I just caught
Okay.
myself. My neighbor's fresh in there, but I just, I
Okay. Queen Ray, navel licking. Are you licking a navel? And do you like getting your navel licked?
Greenway's all in.
If I
That is Cleus's
don't
family.
want nobody sitting there just spending time licking on my navel. No,
I
there's
don't
so
Yeah.
wait
many other places to go. Why would you go to that place?
lower.
Unless
Lower.
you're going
Lower.
down or coming back up and you're passing it, you lick it, lick it and then keep going, or you coming back
Right.
up and you kiss it and then come back up.
Okay.
But just to sit right there on my navel, no, sir, I'm okay.
So are you opposed to licking a man's navel on the way down to the downtown?
I mean, like I said, I would like lick past it or lick it and then walk, go there.
You do like
But
that?
it ain't no like I don't know. I guess the way we're saying it, I'm like, how much time are you spending
Because
right
no,
there?
like what it is,
Yeah, I agree with that.
what she's saying in here is it's like like foreplay, just like licking in the ear or kissing on the
I
neck.
don't
It's
like that
part of
either. So
foreplay.
If you on the ear is just as useless as the
as
navel,
a
and
navel,
I'm
right?
gonna say that the ear is probably much nastier than the navel.
I'm just not for it. I don't like
I
my
don't want
ears. I
either
don't
one.
like when somebody sticks their tongue in my ear. I feel like
Whoa, I
Wet
hate it.
Willie. I really like when you lick your finger and just stick. Oh my god, I don't like nobody
Right.
sticking my.
Well,
I
What
don't
about
like
the
let me say
lobe?
this.
navel, and I have my navel pierced twice. I don't. I if you like the jewelry, just like look at it and then keep.
I'm
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 not pushing you down like a garbage disposal.
Yeah, keep going. What are
Ah,
you
lower.
stopping for?
I'm not letting you say. Once you get
There
to
is
that
not a
threshold,
stop at this
right?
location.
It's no
if
stop. It's
you
a sign at best.
I'm not opposed to if you're willing to put your mouth or tongue anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine. I'd be like, take it easy. I don't have any. I don't have any of those areas
So like in
where
the
your
I
ear,
mouth
do. I
where
do.
your mouth can't go. Where your mouth can't go.
like
Your
somebody.
mouth.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Hell,
I'm
what
both
the fuck are
ways.
you
Hey,
talking about?
listen, let me tell you something.
Where's what Cletus you
Let me
have?
tell you
You have
something.
places.
Let me tell you something, buddy. Let me tell you something. And as a man who's never experienced any type of pleasuring, I'm not letting you get any kind of. No, sir.
Lick.
Exit only, buddy. All right.
So
That's
no,
all I'm saying.
we
Yeah,
know
no butt
no
licking.
butt play.
No, sir. No, sir.
Mind your business. Mind your business.
This salad is not for tossing, okay? It's staying in
No
the
Mind
package.
your business.
I mean, you can
No.
enjoy all you like. I don't take away from the people who do enjoy that type of activity, but
Right.
as for me and my house,
Right.
But Cletus, are you saying that because you've never experienced it? And I mean, a lot. I've
absolutely.
had men say I never. I was totally against it, and then I met somebody, and yeah, it was a different. Yeah,
Well,
Well,
clearly
I,
he wasn't totally against it. Because if he
huh?
was totally against it,
Right.
it
It
wouldn't be
wouldn't
happening.
happen.
You know what I'm
can I
totally
say that?
against? I'm totally against child murder.
You've
All
never
right.
done something once you found like somebody that you connected with sexually, something that you never thought that you would do that you ended up doing with that, maybe even if it was just with that
Yeah,
person.
but I wasn't totally
But
against that.
against it. Right.
Wait a minute. Cletus, listen, Cletus.
I'll take it.
Listen, bro. Like you're a great guy. You know what I'm saying? And I want you to understand that under no, you deserve it. You deserve it.
You,
Listen, if somebody chooses,
you
if
deserve.
someone chooses to give you that offering,
Mm-hmm.
accept. It's an offering. That's
They're
all it is. You accept it. Like, it's an
Offer up
honor.
to
I
you.
feel more. I feel more privileged. Like I'd be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, you know what I mean?
For
Like,
me,
I just accepted whatever this award
That's
was.
why he
Like,
accepts the offering the way he does. He's like, give me your offering and I will give you my offering. Okay. I get it now.
That's all.
I see where
Little
you're
hand
going.
move there.
Well, we've had quite an eventful evening, everybody. And now it's time to say goodbye to all my cocktail and combo friends. And so I'm going to let my co-pilots say their goodbyes and where you can find them. Make sure that you follow them, follow us. We got Cocktail and Combo. We're on YouTube, all that good stuff. Make sure we have everything linked for you. I'm going to let Queen Ray, because you are the lady queen. Talk to us. Tell them where they can find you and your goodbyes.
You can find me at Queen Ray 22 or RGF Entertainment on social media platforms. I just want to thank everybody who stayed with us, who popped in, who popped out, who left comments, who had stuff to share, and made this an interactive podcast. And if you're in the DMV area, I hope to see you Saturday. Hello, let's go because we are going to have a ball.
Comedy foolishness. We'll have a blast. That's Queen Ray. Make sure that you follow. That's Cutie with a camera. You understand? Them CCs throwing them up for. Cletus Comedy, sir. Tell your fans, your lovers, and your friends, their goodbyes and where they can find
Yo,
you.
merry birthday to my merry birthday to Pope. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
happy
Big up.
birthday, Joe.
Yay!
At the foolishness for Saturday. Yes.
I don't know why you just turkey called, but we'll move on.
She
That's
knows.
her thing. That's
I
her
know
thing.
she thinks it's a dolphin, but it's really a
No,
Turkey.
I don't ever know. The dolphin is something different. It's a different call.
Ooh.
Oh, my fault. I'm Ace Ventura.
It's your birthday.
But
It's your birthday. Go Pope. It's your birthday.
yeah, definitely follow me at Cletus Comedy on all social media forms. That's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Plenty of Fish, Farmers Only, stillpure.com, neverinthebutthole.com, all of those things.
Never in the butt.
Never the bold. Follow Cletus Comedy. Hilarious. This guy is. I call him Clever Cletus. Clever Cletus cleavage lover. Clever Cletus. Like I don't know. Clever Cletus. So and then we have. Listen, you can't. This guy always is on here just saying, he's speaking his truth, okay, and drinking serum, and there's smoke. That's him, getting his house saged out.
Right, but in my sage.
So say your goodbyes. 80 proof, Melly Mel, Mr. No Kiss in the Face. Tell them where they can find you, and yeah.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Yo, shout out Stiletto because you know what I'm saying. I thought it was a turkey call because turkeys love to be eaten, so I thought that's what it was. You feel what I'm saying? So shout out to you. I will say this to those who don't like roles and your role players. Shout out to the real role players who make relationship works. The cheaters and the mistresses. Shout out to y'all. Y'all always play y'all role. Y'all are the spokes in the wheel that keep the world running. Thank y'all so much. Please tune in next week. Have a good week.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for everybody. He's such an idiot. Everybody for tuning in. Thank you so much. I'm receiving a lot of nice comments. Like some people love the show. We're so entertaining. We were hilarious. All that good stuff. Make sure that you come out this Saturday and spend some time with us. We'll be in the building. Some of us will be. And at one point, we'll all be in the building together. We're working on that right now. But make sure that you're in the building. Comedy Foolishness going down this Saturday. Contact me if you need tickets. I got 2 tickets to give away. So I'm gonna say, I got 2 tickets to give away, and
you should give him to Anthony since he can't afford any because of all the child support that he's paying.
That brother need to laugh. He needs some laughter in his life.
Does the birthday person already have tickets?
She does. She will be in the building. But it's gonna go up to whoever can answer this question, and I think that I'm going to ask this question. Who on the show does not have social media? Who on Cocktail and Konvo does not have social media? If you can answer that question, Anthony, do you want to come out Saturday night? Don't threaten us with a good time. But
the birthday girl says she needs one.
You need them? Okay, answer the question. Cleo? Who was Cleo? Who is Cleo?
Day after day,
Who on the
I just
podcast does
keep
not have
wishing.
Pope? I used to the tickets
Anthony
go
got
to
it.
Anthony. Anthony said 80 proof, and that is correct. Anthony, please,
Bro.
right? You want
I clearly have at Cletus Comedy on
right?
my name.
Lynn said 80 proof don't have it as well. It was a little too late, just slightly, because Anthony threw it out there just like a half a millisecond before you did. So, but big up to everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm comedian Stiletto. Find me on Instagram at Stiletto Funny. Pretty much everywhere. Get on my TikTok, guys. I'm doing TikToks and stuff. So make sure that you look at that as well. And go to my website, comedianstiletto.com, and Cocktail and Combo page. And we have Cocktail and Combo Instagram page at Cocktail, and the letter and Combo is located on Instagram as well, and Facebook. So you can follow us there also, and on our YouTube. So it's been a great night. I really appreciate you guys. I had fun. I hope you had fun. My cocktail had to be refreshed, and I'm still drinking, and it's great. How do you get them, Anthony? We are going to follow up with you in just a few moments. Behind the scene, Queen Ray is going to follow up with you with the information. Your name will be at the door, I believe. So we'll talk to you in a minute, Anthony. We have all of your good stuff. Thank you so much for coming out, coming in. All right, bye, y'all.
I'm leaving because you done got sleepy.
I'm sorry, I ain't even ending like I normally do. Bye. Bye.